Cursed by the Alpha, Claimed by the Sea, Episode 3, Shadows of the Past. The morning after the attack at the diner, Erika stood on her mother's porch, staring out at the mist that curled off the sea. The salty air filled her lungs, but it did little to ease the weight pressing against her chest. Blackwood Bay had always been suffocating, but now it felt like a cage closing in. Her mother was inside, resting. The encounter with Donovan and Gray had shaken her, but she hadn't let it show. Arlene was good at that, hiding her fear behind a mask of quiet strength. Erika, however, wasn't going to sit back and pretend everything was fine. She had questions, and she was done waiting for answers. She stepped back inside, her footsteps quiet against the old wooden floorboards. The kitchen smelled of strong coffee and herbs, a familiar scent from her childhood. Her mother sat at the table, staring at a cup of untouched tea, lost in thought. "I ran into Donovan Blackwood yesterday," Erika said, breaking the silence. Arlene didn't look up. "I know." Erika pulled out a chair, sitting across from her. "And I suppose you know he threatened you." Arlene exhaled slowly. "That boy's been threatening me since he was old enough to bare his teeth." Erika narrowed her eyes. "You're not scared?" Her mother's lips curled slightly. "Of Donovan? No. Of his father? That's a different story." Erika leaned forward. "Then tell me what's really going on, Mama. What do they want?" Arlene's fingers tightened around the cup. For a long moment, she didn't speak. Then, finally, she sighed. "They want the talisman." Erika's stomach twisted. "The same one Lulu refused to tell me about?" Arlene nodded. "The talisman was created by Yamoja, the goddess of the sea. It's been in our bloodline for generations, and it's powerful. Too powerful for men like Malcolm Blackwood to have." Erika felt a chill creep up her spine. "What does it do?" Arlene's gaze met hers, dark and knowing. "It grants shapeshifters the ability to shift into any form, not just their natural one, and it can prolong life." Erika's heart pounded. "Any person with shifter blood can use it?" Arlene nodded. "That's why the Blackwoods want it so badly. It would make them unstoppable." Erika swallowed hard. The implications were terrifying. Before she could ask more, a knock at the door made them both tense. Arlene stood first. "Stay here." But Erika wasn't about to listen. She followed her mother to the door, her body on high alert. Arlene opened it, revealing Donovan Blackwood. He stood there, dressed in black, his golden eyes unreadable. But there was no mistaking the tension in his jaw, the way his muscles coiled beneath his sleek frame. "Good morning, Ms. Dupree," he said, voice smooth. Then his gaze shifted to Erika. "We need to talk." Arlene's expression hardened. "There's nothing to talk about." Donovan exhaled through his nose. "My father disagrees." Erika stepped forward. "Then tell your father to come himself." Donovan's eyes flickered with something, amusement, irritation, something else entirely. "Trust me, you don't want that." Erika crossed her arms. "I'm not afraid of him." Donovan smirked. "You should be." The tension between them crackled like a storm on the horizon. Erika wasn't sure if it was hatred or something more dangerous that passed between them, but whatever it was, it made her pulse race. Donovan tilted his head. "My father has given your mother one last chance to hand over the talisman willingly," he said, turning his attention back to Arlene. Arlene's voice was like steel. "He's wasting his time." Donovan nodded slowly. "I told him you'd say that." Erika clenched her fists. "Then why are you here?" Donovan met her gaze, something dark and unreadable in his expression. "Because I wanted to see for myself if you're as stubborn as she is." Erika didn't blink. "And?" His lips curled into a slow, knowing smile. "You are." The silence that followed was thick with tension. Donovan exhaled, running a hand through his neatly trimmed hair before stepping closer. "You don't understand what you're walking into," he murmured. "This is bigger than just a land dispute or a grudge, Erika. My father isn't the kind of man who takes no for an answer." Erika met his gaze, her spine stiff. "Then maybe it's time someone tells him no." A flicker of something crossed Donovan's face. Admiration, frustration, something deeper. "You don't get it, do you?" His voice was quieter now, edged with something unreadable. "If he doesn't get what he wants, he'll burn everything down trying." Erika took a step closer, defiance burning in her chest. "Let him try." A muscle ticked in Donovan's jaw. He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. Without breaking eye contact, he held it out to her. "What's this?" Erika asked, hesitating. "A warning." His golden eyes darkened. "The last one you'll get." Erika slowly unfolded the paper. It was an eviction notice. Her stomach twisted as she read the fine print. The Blackwoods were moving to claim her mother's land. Legally. "This is bullshit and you know it," she yelled. Memories of her childhood flashed in her mind. Her mother working tirelessly to keep the land, the fights her parents had before her father took her away, the quiet strength Arlene had always carried. This wasn't just about land. This was about legacy, about everything her family had fought generations for. She looked up, fury flashing in her eyes. "You think you will get away with this?" Donovan hesitated, just for a second. Then he shook his head. "No, but you should be scared of what happens after." For a moment, it looked like he wanted to say more, but he stopped himself. Instead, he turned and walked back down the steps, disappearing into the mist. Erika barely had time to exhale before her mother spoke. "You should stay away from him, Erika." Erika turned to her. "You think I don't know that?" Arlene's eyes held something almost like sadness. "I think it might already be too late."